Hi Stage 5. Today I'm taking you for a walk up the side of my property on a little dirt track. It's a driveway and it reaches all the way up the side of our property. That's our next door neighbours and that's ours. About this time every year we get random people coming up the driveway and nicking off with all our firewood that's lying around all the way up the road. And the reason is because no one's really sure who owns it. Now, we figure because the council, it's an old stock route. On a lot of all the old maps, it's an old stock route. But the council have decided, because we've got shearing sheds over here, we need access to the shearing sheds. So they charge us a certain amount of money every year for the use of this road. So we figure the firewood's ours. So there's a bit of ownership confusion. Sure, there's a barbed wire fence over there, so I know that's his property. And I know we've got a fence over here too, so we know that's our property. But the bit in the middle, not quite sure of. Wasn't always like that. Indigenous cultures have got a very unique, very special and very spiritual way of understanding who belongs to what country. And that's done through things called songlines that still exist in some form today. Now, a songline is basically a song. Because remember, Indigenous cultures are oral cultures. They're based on language and talking and song and dance. So songlines are interesting things because they're just that, they're songs. So one particular family group, let's say my next door neighbour over here, he would work out a way to map out his property using song. Because you know that song is so, it's a way of passing down information and it sticks in your head. That's why advertisers use music all the time, because it sticks in your head. So let me explain. So next door neighbour's family would have a song that they would sing as they journey through their country. They'd sing it all the way along the Grenfell Road there until they get to a certain point in their song and they might get to those trees. And then that part in the song tells them, okay, they've got to turn left. So they turn left and come across the paddock until they get to our place. And then they meet up with my family. Now these songs are such old songs. They've been around for thousands and tens of thousands of years. My family would know that song. They would pick up their song and then it would become our song. And we'd have unique parts of that song based on parts of our country. And we'd journey across our country and significant sites would be represented in that song. And it would tell us what to do. The songs would tell us how to look after the land. It would tell us about the changing seasons. It would tell us when to burn. It would tell us when to hunt. And then as we reached the edge of our property, the song would then reach the next family and the next property. And that's how songlines worked. And that's how Aboriginal cultures are such interconnected cultures, because one songline joins to another songline. And it wasn't until the 1950s or 60s that Indigenous artists began painting or making artworks about those songlines. And that's how you can see all those shapes and symbols are interconnected. So songlines really represent the interconnectedness of Indigenous cultures. And we're going to study that now. So take the time, watch the video, and it explains all about what songlines are, what they represent, what they were for. Interesting, the longest connected songline reaches all the way across Australia. So I just really wanted to emphasise that connectedness of Indigenous cultures on each other. So take the time, watch the video, have a bit of a read. There's some questions to answer. They get progressively more difficult, so they're going to need a little bit of thinking, and they'll be due at the beginning of Monday's lesson. So see how you go. Don't forget to ask questions if you need to. See ya.